A very good morning all of you. Welcome to Switching Theory and Logic Design lab session 1. So in this lab session I am going to show you a simulation software which will be used to simulate the digital circuits for the entire course. The software name is called DEETS. It's an open source software developed by University of Genoa, Italy. The copyrights belongs to the same. So DEETS means Digital Electronics Education and Design Suite. So you can distribute, you can copy, you can give it to your friends if required. So this software will be useful for the entire semester. We are going to use this software to simulate all the digital circuits covered in the Switching Theory and Logic Design course. Now coming to the today's lab content. In today's lab I am going to show you how to install DEETS software and how to use this software and what are the different components can be accessed by using this particular software. So first we will start with how to install the software. To install the software, you go to Google search bar and search Digital Electronics DEETS. So something like this, DEETS software else, both are fine. So you end up with a download page where you can see Digital Electronics DEETS, where you can go to downloads. Then you can see a different versions of your software where you can download your software. After installing, extract to your folder. So once you extracted, then you can open here. So there is only one exe file. You just double click and it automatically install all the required components for your software. Once installation is done, you can start the software. So once you search in the search bar DEETS, you will get the digital circuit simulator. Just click on it, it will open a window. So this is how your working window will open. Now I am going to tell you different components available in the DEETS software. Before you start, first you have to select the working area of the software. So you can go to File, choose the work area setup, where you can choose either vertical space or horizontal space. So now it is in the vertical space. If you move to horizontal space, it looks exactly something like this. It's a horizontal space, and if you go to vertical space, it looks in the vertical direction. Depending upon your circuit length and width, you can choose one of the option to design your circuit page, initial blank page. Once you are done with your initial setting, then you have to choose the different components available in the DEETS software. So we may start with a basic component like input switches. So this is the input switch icon where you can see input switch. This will be a simple switch. So this is a simple input switch where you can manually toggle between 0 and 1, and you can also have input push button kind of thing where you can push this button, make it either 0 or 1, or where you can have dip switches like 8-bit, 4-bit. This will be 4-bit binary number switch where you can individually control the individual switches, or you can also have 8-bit same dip switches where you can have two 4-bit numbers. Here also you can individually control the individual bits here, or you can say switches, or you can also have a 4-bit bus. So you can also use a 4-bit data bus to connect your data bus to another 4-bit data bus, or you can also have 16-bit depending on your requirement. So in 16-bit or 4-bit bus, you can individually control the individual dip switches so that the corresponding data will be transferred onto the 16-bit data bus. So similarly, you can also have a different hexa inputs like 1-bit hexa, say 4-bit hexa number. So this corresponds to, it generates a 4-bit code for the decimal number. Similarly, you can also have a rotary part where you can also change your numbers from 0 to all zeros to all ones of 8-bit data. So these are all different input switches. So if you want to test input switches, you have to have a output switches where you can have 1 bit output. So this is a 1 bit output where you can connect a 1 bit output. Similarly, you can have 4 bit output, or you can also have 8 bit output, 16 bit, and so on. If you take 8 bit output, you have 8 output LEDs. And similarly, if you want to choose data bus of 8 bit data bus, you can have 8 bit data bus. So these are 8 bit data buses. So to understand between these two connections, let's take a simple example and show you. So let's take a simple 1 bit switch. Let me make it clear everything. Let me start with a simple 1 bit switch and one output switch. So to connect these two switches, you can press here, it's a control W, then you can connect both two. Now it is connected. Now you can simulate it. Before you simulate, you have to save it. So let's take it a blank. You can keep any arbitrary name, whichever you want. Once you save it, you can simulate it. If it is 1, 1, 0 means 0. This is the input side, this is output side. This is for normal 1 bit switch. Suppose if you want to have 4 bit, and you can also have 4 bit here, and you can also have a 4 bit output display. There you can connect all the 4 wires. Here you can connect it. And you can also again simulate it. And you can if you change the individual bits, the corresponding output also changing here. So similarly, if you want to do with the data bus case, you can also choose a 4 bit data bus here, and you can connect this 4 bit data bus to 4 bit output bus. So in this case, you should not use the control wire symbol, you have to use the bus symbol. That's the control B. So if you press control B also, it takes the control B. You can connect this say 00 to 03 means it is a 4 bit data. You can also simulate and check whether it is working properly. You can also control individual bits here. Data bus will take the appropriate changes to the output side. So these are the basic input output options which you have for our circuits. Now you can also have 7 segment display. Suppose you want to display 4 bit input a 7 segment display. What you can do is you can take one 4 bit input first. So you are taking 4 bit input here, and you can take a output display as a 7 segment display. You can take one hexa bit, so you can keep it here. So if you connect these all the 4 ports like something like this, so whatever they give the binary input, the corresponding decimal number will be, or hexadecimal number will be displayed here. So if you look at here, now it is 00, then 01, then 10 means 2, then 211 means 3, then 111 will be 7, and all ones will be F. So this is BCD to 7 segment display. So if you want to display your output in the form of 7 segment display, you can choose this you can choose 7 segment display to display your results. So these are the different input options, or you can also use 2 hexadecimal numbers. Like if you look at here, so you can send 2 4-bit numbers, 2 4-bit numbers which will display here. Okay, so you can try on your own by connecting 8-bit data bus here and see whether your data is displaying properly or not. So these are the different input and output switches and displays available for us. Now go to the connection wire. As I said, you can have control wire for a single connection and control B for the, so beam splitter will split the bus. Suppose you have a 8-bit number, you want to use only 4-bit numbers, where you can split the data bus into 2 4-bit numbers and you can split it. So this is about the data buses available in the software. Now let's refresh, let's clean everything. Now let's go to the basic gates available. If you look at here, you can have a NOT gate here. You can have 3-state buffers. So three state buffers means you can control the output with the control input, or you can also have 3-state buffers with buses, 8-bit bus. So if you look at here, this is a 8 bit input here and 8 bit output here. So input will be transferred to output only your control input is enabled. Similarly, you can have AND gate with 2 inputs, 3 inputs and 8 inputs. So you can choose whenever you want, whichever the number of inputs you require. Or you can also have a bus version. You can take 8 bit AND gate, that means you can see here 0 to 7 A inputs and 0 to 7 B inputs, and you get the output as 8 bit output. Similarly with OR gate, you can also 2 input, 3 input and also bus version. So if you look at this, this is a 4 input, like you can have A values 4 and B values 4 and output will be 4 values. And similarly you can have NAND gate with different number of inputs and 2 input, 3 input and so on and 8 inputs. Similarly you can also have NOR gate with different number of inputs. So you can check out based on your interest. And coming to XOR gate, you can have XOR gate with 2 input, 3 input. Of course you have a bus version with XOR gate also. You can also use XOR gate when you want to do with multiple inputs. Then you can have XNOR gate with tree structure with so tree structure will be, you can look through the books, you understand what is meant by a tree structure with the different input number like 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 and so on. So these are the basic gates available for the for designing the circuits. Now let's clear it all those things. Let's go to the next part where you're going to see the decoders and encoders. You can see you have a 2 to 4 decoder, and then you can have 3 to 8 decoder, and you can have a 4 to 16 decoder. So based on your requirement, you can choose different decoders, or you can construct higher order decoder using lower order decoders. Similarly, you can also have a priority encoders. So this is a priority encoder. Okay, and further you go to the next one. Next one will be multiplexer. You have a 2 into 1 multiplexers, then you have a 4 into 1, 8 into 1, 16 into 1. So based on your interest, you can choose different multiplexers. Then you can also have a bus multiplexer. Suppose if you look at here, this is a multiplexer with the bus system. So that means each time 4-bit data will be transferred to the output side by selecting S0 and S1. So these are different decoders, multiplexers. Now we'll see the other one. Let's clear it everything. Now let's go to the demultiplexers. You can have 1 to 2, 1 to 4 and 1 to 16. So depending on your requirement, you can choose different demultiplexers. And if you go to next one, and you can also have data bus based comparators, and you can also have adders, half adder, full adder, data bus based adders. So in this case, it's going to add 2 4-bit numbers and produces sum and carry. And similarly, you can also have arithmetic logic units, 8-bit, 16-bit, and you have a multiplier circuit. So it's a 2-bit multiplier circuit. That means you can multiply 2-bit numbers and produce the result here. So these are the arithmetic operation related circuits like addition, multiplications, comparator. Now if you go to further, you are going to have sequential circuit component like flip-flop, D flip-flop. This PET means positive edge triggered, and E flip-flop, then JK flip-flop. E flip-flop means you have a extra enable input here with the same one. If you look at between these two, this does not have any enable, this have a enable input. And similarly, you can have a JK flip-flop, and other ones are negative edge triggered, and these are the latches. If you want to use latches, you can use the latches also. So by using these flip-flops, you can construct all the sequential circuit. Now let's clear these things and go to the next element. Next element is the resistors. You can have a parallel in, parallel out resistor, parallel in, serial out, serial in, serial out, and you have a universal resistor. Based on selection lines, you can define. Suppose if you look at parallel in, parallel out, so this will be something like this. So your data will be enter in parallelly and exit parallelly based on the clock pulse. So these are the different resistors available for us for simulation purpose. Now let's go to the next item where you can have counters, your 4-bit counters. Of course, you can design the individual counters, but you have a readily available counters, 4-bit up counter with enable, 4-bit up counter and down counter with enable, and so on. You can also have universal counter, then you can have timers here, then you can also have a pulse width modulation modulators also available. Okay, and finally the last one is the memory. So you have a different RAM memories, 16/4 memory, like 16 words of 4 width, and similarly you can also have synchronous, asynchronous of different memories, and you can also have ROM, read only memory. In read only memory you can put the data manually and you can read the same data when you execute the instruction by using address lines of A0 to A3. Okay, so these are all different components, right from input switches, output displays, wires, buses, basic gates, multiplexer, demultiplexers, decoders, flip-flops, resistors, counters, memory. And if you want to simulate and if you want to view any result, you can have a waveform analysis here. So this will give the timing diagram when you want to simulate it. And suppose if you want to simulate any circuit with the clock signal, you can always use the clock signal. So let's take a simple example. Let's take AND gate here. If you want to give the input, you can use the switches or you can use the clock also. So you can use the clock here and you can take 2 clock signals as input. You can connect these 2 clocks and you can use the output display and you can choose one output display and you can just keep it here. Now this circuit is ready. Now you can simulate this circuit by using the clock pulses. So you can choose your clock frequency. So you can first enable the clock so that your clock gets the transition. So you can choose the frequency here. So I can go to maximum frequency of, let's say you can see here it is almost like around 10,000 hertz I guess. So if you go to 1 to 2 hertz, you will see the simulation very clearly when the input and outputs are changing, how your output is changing. Or if you want to disable it, you can disable this animation and you can stop here, and you can also go to the waveform analysis and you can also see here, this is your input, these are the 2 input and this is your output. So when you simulate it, you get the results. So for each simulation you can see here your output is generating here. So for each step you can see here, for each clock pulse your output is getting generated here based on your A and B inputs. So this is how you can use waveform analysis of any circuit. This is a very simplest example to see the R result. And rest other options we may not use much, and you have other option to adjust the text. Suppose you want to add the text, you can use a text box and you can write whatever you want it. If you want to name the circuit or you want to put your roll number, whatever you want, you can press this text button, and this is a run button, this is a simulation button to start your simulation, and other things you don't require for the time being. So this will be required when you want to do something on FPGA that will be in the next semester course. So this is all for your DEET software overview and different components available in the DEET software to simulate our circuits. Thank you all.